Arsenal 0, West Ham 2. Look, I have a lot to say, so let's just get into it. Where to start? One change in our starting lineup, and that was Leandro Trossard for Kai Havertz, who served a one-match ban after collecting 5 yellow cards. No surprises there, everything as we expected, and until some players return from injury, this is probably the best 11 we have. Electrifying start from Arsenal, and you could have seen from the very start that Martin Odegaard and Bukayo Saka are in the right mood today, especially when they combined between themselves for the first 5 minutes or so. It was a joy to watch, and I just had a feeling that, yeah, this is our night. West Ham will get battered, most def. How wrong I was. And then, in the 12th minute, we concede that stupid goal. Literally out of nowhere. Terrible reaction from our defenders, Gabriel and Zinchenko, once again. But can someone explain to me, why was the goal allowed? From every available frame that they used, it was clear that the ball was out of play. Like, what is this new bullshit with ball out of play decisions? First, it happened to us against Newcastle, and now against West Ham. Joe Willock, ex-Arsenal, now Newcastle player, admitted himself that in his eyes the ball went out of play. But today, the situation was even clearer. Because you could have seen from the angles that they used that the ball was definitely out of play. And I thought, okay, this will definitely get ruled out. So imagine my shock when I saw Michael fucking Oliver giving it as a goal. I'm tired of this it's inconclusive bullshit. Why is it so fucking hard to put a sensor in the ball so that every time it crosses the line anywhere on the pitch, and just not just on the goal line, to give a signal to the VAR room and the referee, and that's it. Simple as it gets. It's ridiculous to me that we are using all these cameras, sensors, technology, and we are still struggling to conclude whether the ball went out of play in big 2023, almost 2024, in the Premier League, in a stadium that cost, probably £500 million. How is that possible? It all started so well for us, but after that goal, we were definitely shaken up. West Ham got more confident, which is logical, and we became more and more nervous as the game went on. Then, in the 36th minute, we had that potential penalty check, with Souček taking out Gabriel Jesus. Honestly, I've seen one replay from that situation, and I don't know. Was that enough to give a penalty? I thought it was, but I've only seen it once, so I don't know. Write down in the comments. I mean, if Martinelli scored, it wouldn't even matter if it's a penalty. But, yeah. Then, in the 41st minute, we hit that Saka post, and that's basically it for the first half. Dreadful 45 minutes of football. I mean, we could have scored from some chances, and we should have scored, if we're being honest. But that was it for the first 45, all in all. If I had to pick 2 players who showed the least in the first half, I would have picked Zinchenko and Leandro Trossard. Disaster class from both of them. Zinchenko being useful as always defensively, and Leandro Trossard, I don't even know. What was his position on the pitch in the first half? He was everywhere on the pitch except for where he was supposed to be. Shocking first half for Leandro Trossard, but it is what it is. So let's move on to the second 45, because it can't get worse than this, right? No changes from our starting 11, same 11, including Zinchenko, including Leandro Trossard. And just when you thought it couldn't get any worse, in the 55th minute, our former player, Mavropanos, scores the second goal for West Ham. I mean, give me a break. 2 goals, out and over. I can't even be mad at David Raya. No one saves that. It was a great header. Fair play to him. But Jesus Christ, how are we so shit? Like, why is it always the same? We start off brilliant. We control the game. We create chances. We miss some shots. But we still keep pressing. And then, out of nowhere, we concede these stupid-ass goals. But I hope that we will then finally make some substitutions, make some changes, get Nketiah in, get Emil Smith-Rowe in, why is Emil Smith-Rowe not playing? Get Reece Nelson in. Like, why are we not making any changes? Time goes by, we are still not making any changes. It was around, 70th minute that we made our first change. Something like that, but we are obviously struggling and we can't create shit, so why wait? What's the hold up? I don't get it. Gabriel Jesus had a great chance, that header, but he missed. Just buy another striker. And this time, I want us to buy a striker that is good in one thing, and one thing only. And that is scoring goals. I don't care about this. I don't care about his flair, technical ability, how he can create things for other teammates. I just want a striker who can score goals. Is that too much to ask? And finally, in the 95th minute, West Ham earned a penalty, but David Raya made a great save. Props to him. It was a brilliant save. Just a shame that it didn't mean more in the end. Shocking stuff. I mean, this is the same West Ham that conceded 5 goals at Anfield last week. 5 goals. Look, the whole team was below average today. Whole team. But Zinchenko, Martinelli, and Trossard. Oh my God. I swear, every time Martinelli received the ball today, he made 2 steps forward and just passed it right back to Zinchenko, Jesus, or whoever was standing there in that moment. Zero impact, zero aggressiveness. And I love Martinelli. I absolutely love Martinelli. I think he's a brilliant player, and I think he will be even better in the future. But I just don't know what's going on with him. He's been playing like this for these last few weeks, and I just don't get it. He's been dreadful against Liverpool also. I don't know. Trossard, I don't even know where to start with him. He's been shocking since the start of the season, basically. He's been brilliant for us last season, but this season, I don't know. Is his prime over? I mean, how old is he? He's what? 28, 29. He should be playing his best football of his career. Zinchenko. We've talked about Zinchenko so many times this season already, and it's always the same things. Guy is a defensive liability, and he costed us points and points so far this season, and he will cost us the title in the long run. I love Zinchenko. I think he's brilliant going forward. I think he has that calmness. He knows how to pass. He knows how to create. He knows how to dictate the play. He has all those qualities, but defensively, when you need a solid defensive performance, he's not that guy. He's just not that guy. And I really hope that Jurrien Timber, I don't know what's the situation with Jurrien Timber, he probably won't return until the end of the season. But there are some rumors that maybe in a month's time, he could return to full training. I don't know. Those are rumors. But still, we need Timber and Tomiyasu to cover for Zinchenko, because this ain't it. Something needs to change. We are simply not clicking like we used to last season. And it's not just the West Ham game. This has been happening to us throughout the season, but we always manage to turn it around and find a last-minute winner. When in reality, for the bigger part of this season, we've been playing like today. But today, we couldn't manage to put the ball in the back of the net. Who's to blame? Arteta? Players? Edu Gaspar? I don't know, but the margins are so small that if we manage to lose our next game, we could potentially fall down to 4th place. 4th place. What is this? 2014. The referee was shit. Michael Oliver. Shit like always. And I'm not trying to find the excuse in referee for our bad performance. But if that first goal got disallowed, like it should have got, things would probably be different. Because after West Ham scored that stupid goal, after 10 minutes, they completely fall back and just sit back with 10 players behind the ball for the next 80 minutes. So, yeah, Michael Oliver, you're a disgrace. We have Fulham next, and you know what? I don't even care about that game at the moment. But if we manage to lose that also, it's not looking good for us. Only good thing is that the January transfer window is behind the corner, because we desperately need to bring some new reinforcements this winter, ASAP. We need one more winger, top quality winger. Top quality winger, not some 16-year-old Belgian wonder kid. We need a top-class midfielder to pair him with Declan Rice to offer him some help. And we need a striker who can score goals. Striker who can score goals. Put the ball in the back of the net. Before we end this video, let's just take a quick look at some of your comments on my post after the game. Z4 says, I'm not even mad, well done to West Ham. Look, West Ham gave their all. They gave their maximum, but in reality, they fall back and defended for 90 minutes. So, I mean, fair play to them. I'm not going to be a hater, but it's not like they came to Emirates and dominated the game and put 30 shots on our goal. So, yeah. Leonian says, toothless in attack, many players had an off day today. I agree. Dutzler says, why did today of all days need to be Rice's worst game for us? Plus today all but confirms a number 9 is needed in January. It's too predictable with our current front 3. You know what? I agree to some extent. I think Rice probably had one of the weakest games for us since he signed. I don't think he was terrible. I don't think he was terrible on like Landry Trossard or Gabriel Martinelli. That terrible. But he was average. The problem is he's been so consistently good throughout this season that we are now used to that from him. We are now used to seeing him give us 10 out of 10 performance week in, week out. And today it was probably more like a 6 out of 10, let's say. B1 says, our fullbacks are not performing. West Ham defended very well, yet they conceded 30 shots. I'm not gonna talk about the attack yet, and we seriously have some bad luck. Cien says, this was a bad luck game, we played so well. Look at the stats. Are we getting jinxed against West Ham? Look, last season when we were chasing the title, if you remember, we also had problems when we, in the second part of the season, went to West Ham away. And Bukayo Saka missed that penalty, so it's like history is repeating again. Josuen Zenil says, we need a left back and a striker. Zuma Didat says, Arsenal has to buy left back and striker, otherwise no top 4. James says, still don't need a striker, I guess. Big Willie says, Jesus is not good enough, the man can't score, period. Zinchenko has to be dropped or replaced. The man is a liability, he cannot defend, now he cannot attack, and give Smith Rowe a chance over Martinelli. I was pissed to see that Smith Rowe was given only 10 minutes in today's game. He deserved to play at least 45 minutes in a game like this, at least for the whole second part. You could have seen since the moment he entered the pitch, he was hungry for the game time. He wanted the ball, he attacked the space, he was trying, he was everywhere on the pitch. And it's a shame that we only used him for 10 minutes. I don't know what will be with Emil Smith Rowe this January. Is he going to stay with Arsenal? Is he going to leave the club? Are they going to sell him? Are they going to send him out on loan? But it's a shame. If he's healthy and he's ready to play, give him a chance. Especially in a game like this when you don't have Havertz, you don't have Partey, you don't have Fabio Vieira. So yeah. Joe Houston says, get Tony, get anyone, just sign someone. Roger Isaac says, poor performance, it's that time when you need to have a goal-scoring strikers. It's that time of the year when you need to have a goal-scoring strikers. I agree with this. Mohammed says, need Havertz. Havertz was out today, but yeah. Milo says, dead performance, all the possession for what when we can't finish simple chances? How do we expect to win the league like? Chocho says, apart from Odegaard and Raya, everyone performed below average. Footy Geek says, but, Declan Rice is the best in the world, but, Saliba, I'm not even going to read that. Circle says, atrocious performance, absolutely pathetic. Desperately need a striker and urgently. Our left was non-existent, with Zinchenko, Trossard and Martinelli pretty non-existent. Smith Rowe did more in 12 minutes than Trossard, who shouldn't have started. Completely agree with this, completely. Our left side was non-existent. Zinchenko was awful, Trossard was awful, Martinelli was awful, and Smith Rowe truly did more in 12 minutes than all three of them combined did in all the time they spent on the pitch. Sorry. Big Rod says 30 shots versus West Ham's 6 shots. 8 shots on target versus 3 for West Ham. 75% ball possession versus 25% ball possession. How the hell did we not come back from that? What happened to added minutes until Arsenal scores? And Kobe Maya says, Martinelli ain't do shit, I'm sorry, but we need a new left winger. Saka can only do so much on the right, we need someone on the left too, someone who can run at defenders. And that is basically it for today's video. So Gunners, tell me, what are your thoughts on our performance against West Ham tonight? What needs to change? Which players should we sign this January transfer window? Write down in the comments because I'm really interested to hear you out. Once again, thank you all for watching, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.